Hey guys, it's Kat, and today I'm going to be doing a Q&A. It's kind of a small one because I did a thing on Instagram and didn't get a lot of questions, but I got a few. So I'll go ahead and get into the Q&A. So on my main Instagram, the only question I got was from my friend, and it was a joke, but I'll say it anyways because he probably wanted to hear me read it and sound like an idiot. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Thanks. It's a very interesting question. Who knows? All of it. Then on my family Instagram, which is what this channel is now, I guess, I got a few questions. So one of them was, when will you have more children? I wish I could now. Obviously I can't. And I'm really not ready for another one right now. I don't know, probably once we get to the point where we could financially support another kid. We have a lot to plan for, which I'll have an announcement video coming out, and it may already have been out. If it is, I will link it in the eye, but it's a big announcement. So we have a lot to get done before we can be at that point, but I would really like more kids. The next question is, how are you handling it all so well with being a young mom and all? Honestly, probably the support system that I have. So it really helps that her dad is in the picture, and not only in the picture, but like, he's honestly such an amazing dad and so good to me too. And yeah, he's just great. And then I also have a really supportive family and friends. Most of them can't be physically around all the time, but like if I'm panicking and not knowing what to do, or just like completely having a meltdown, I can just call them, and I don't know, that kind of helps. And I just think that it really helps to have a good support system. I guess that's kind of the short answer to that. But I don't know that I'm handling it that well. But thank you. The next question is, do you sometimes wish you could have waited longer, or are you loving this new experience? That's a tough one. Now, don't get me wrong, I am so glad that I have my daughter, and I don't regret her at all. However, it would be a lot easier had I waited till I was more stable, and it would have been a lot less stressful. But my life would definitely not be the same had it not happened the way it happened. So I truly believe everything happens for a reason, and I'm so thankful it did. So I don't wish I would have waited longer, but I would not advise anyone to have a baby purposely is a key word there, without being prepared in some way. Stable would be another good term to say. Because it can be so hard and so stressful, and honestly, it's hard if you tend to be an envious person. I have a really bad habit of comparing myself to others, and I'm sure plenty of people do, but it really gets me a lot because it's like, I wish I could provide more for her than I can, and she's just a baby right now, so I guess it's not that big of a deal, and probably by the time she gets to that point, I will be able to. It really affects your confidence, self-esteem, whatever you want to call it, and everything happens for a reason, so. And then I posted a second one on this Instagram that I got a few responses to. I got 2 responses from the same person. She said, can I be the godmother? No, the second mom. Those are the 2 responses. So to be honest, we don't have godparents for her. And the reason why is because the people that we would choose for godparents, like, it wouldn't make much sense. So the first person that I would choose, like first in line, would be my mom, which if anything were to happen to us, like realistically thinking, the first people that would get to have her would be our parents and like close immediate family members. And if all else failed, then like there's other family that would maybe take her, and I would let our families handle that rather than having godparents. And then if you were doing it for like the religious reason, I don't really know the entire reason for godparents. I have godparents, but I know like one is like if something happens to the parents, and then 2, to teach a child about God. Well, that's our job. And she has an aunt that will, and like different family members will, because both of our families are Christians, not all of them, and I don't know to what extent, but most are. So yeah, I don't really want to get into a religious discussion because obviously that's quite controversial, especially with the situation. That's our logic on godparents. But of course you can be the second mom. This is kind of an inside joke, so hope you watch this. So I'm not sure if I'm going to throw this into a vlog or keep it into a separate video, but I hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching. Those are just a few of the questions that are good to, Also, I want to throw in, this wasn't a question I got asked like from this, but I have gotten asked this elsewhere. I never made a video on it, even though I said I was going to, and that would be why I stopped breastfeeding. I just kind of want to answer that in short because I don't want to get into a whole video on it, at least not right now. Maybe once I'm more like not upset about it, like I'm okay about it, but I don't want to talk about it. But basically, all the issues we were having were making it like not a good experience for any of us, making everybody miserable and not what was best for our family. So yeah. And then another one is why I ended up getting induced. And so this is something that's kind of, I don't know if it's talked about a lot. So you can only go so long before you have to be induced, which is like forcing your body to go into labor with medicine. And it ups the risk of a C-section, so I was really scared about that. But you can go to like 42 weeks, I believe. But it tends to be a scheduling thing too, with your midwife or doctor and the hospital, and the way your weeks fall and stuff. And they usually will not let you go past 42 weeks. That's my midwife's cutoff. I don't know about other places. Maybe they would. That is probably something important to talk about if you are like, I absolutely do not want to force this baby to come out. I want them to come out on their own. Definitely talk to whoever you're going to or seeing for like your prenatal care ahead of time. Like, don't wait till you are at that point, because if you don't have the same beliefs, that's a problem. But the way it fell was going to be super awkward as far as if I had to be induced, and it was either I got induced when I did or wait and see if I go into labor on my own within the next week. But how that fell was really bad with everyone's schedule, and like that was the only other option. And so it was like, well, a week could do a lot. I could potentially go into labor on my own, but it's a scheduling problem where it would make me way too nervous. And it actually was probably a good thing that I did get induced when I did, because I don't know if she would have made it had I not. I would have to actually talk to my midwife if that would have been bad, because she did poop in the womb, and I know that's a problem. So I'm not really sure if that would have caused any problems, but yeah. That's about it for that. Sadly, the whole scheduling thing is frustrating, but common. Like, it really ends up depending on everyone's schedule, and it's not like you can be like, okay, well, this is what's convenient for me. Like, I would have been able to go a little bit longer had my weeks fallen differently, too. And there's a chance I could have gone into labor on my own. I may have, I may not have, I don't know. I tried a lot of natural things prior to getting induced, too. And I was past my due date, so that's it.